been recently in health, we've been working on like our social identifiers, and race has been a really big social identifier. And I sort of feel like we were talking about in our health class how we feel like race isn't as much as, I mean, it still is, but people don't really judge people on the race a lot anymore. Inside they do, but they don't put it outside. And this shows that there is still problems going on with people, like with races, and how sometimes, as Annabelle was saying, how sometimes people don't like to talk about what's been going on within like Black communities, and they choose to focus on the white people, which I sort of feel like is rude, and I don't really like it.
What I say what struck me on the film before I get into the next question, we're just dealing with that, how do we counteract that? Accountability first. You know, a lot of times we as adults, we push that blame off. You know, we've been trained to do that. You know, not by our parents necessarily, but by the environment. We live in an environment of blame and not, you know, accountability and acceptance of responsibility. So when you hear those young brothers, the four or five of them that were sitting in the room, and they were talking about, they weren't talking about violence on the street. They were talking about their household. They were talking about their parents arguing.
I, personally, I'm 57 years old, my son is here. I taught my son some very unhealthy things. I taught him some very unhealthy things because men taught me some very unhealthy things. I am 57 years old, and I'm real disappointed that nobody reminds me that I was a genius. I am brilliant. Nobody told me that.
And one thing I can tell you with absolute certainty, there is nothing wrong with Black males. I'll give you some more good news. There are more Black men in college than there are in prison. Now, I know some of you all are skeptical because you've heard so many people say it. You've heard everybody from Ice Cube to Obama say it. And who am I to challenge anything Obama said? But that stat comes from a 10-year-old report done by the Justice Policy Institute. 10 years later, since the time they wrote that report, and there's some controversy on how they figured that out in the first place, but 10 years later, there has been about a 50 Black male increase in the criminal justice system, but about a 400-person increase among Black males who are in college. So today, that's nowhere close to the truth, but we're still citing a 10-year-old report. The exact number of Black males in college today is 2 million. There are 2 million Black males in college, many of them right here in Mississippi.